Hi everyone, this is Susie Vandery with St. Louis Native Plants here. I would like to formally introduce you to a friend of mine. Meet cicada killer wasp, also known as Specius speciosus. Weighing in at, actually I don't know what they weigh, but they are big, up to 2 inches long. Perhaps you've encountered them in the outdoors before and have run away screaming and flailing your arms at their sheer size and pointy abdomen, also known as their tail end. I've been one of those people before too. But despite how intimidating these wasps look, they do not need to be feared so. They actually are gentle giants, mostly uninterested in us. In line with the cicada's emergence each summer, the cicada killer emerges from its underground chamber. You see, the cicada killers feed cicadas to their young. They specialize on them. The males emerge first, patrol and defend their territory, mate, and feed on tree sap and nectar. The females also emerge shortly thereafter. They will seek out a mate, and they will also feed on sugary substances like tree sap and nectar. But it is the females alone who will dig and burrow into the ground and create chambers at the end of the burrow where they will take their prey for their young and lay their eggs. The female will sting a cicada to paralyze it, and then will glide down from a tree to the approximate location of her burrow, where she will then, with cicada in tow, locate the burrow, which, by the way, is quite fun to watch. She'll take the cicada down below and lay an egg on it. She might even put a few cicadas in there for one egg. The female will lastly seal off this chamber. The egg inside will hatch, and the wasp larva will feed on the preserved cicadas, spin a cocoon for itself, then overwinter in that place until it emerges the following year, again in tandem with the cicada's symphony. The video footage here was shot by me, sitting only about a foot away from these creatures. I moved slowly around them, as I tend to with most insects I'm trying to get close to. They occasionally flew past me. The males chased each other close by, but I was merely an obstacle for them to fly around. We also have a female nesting in our yard at home, and I have video in here that was from that as well, only sitting about a foot away. Also, I was ecstatic when I learned she was nesting in our yard. I have grown to love these creatures. I used to work in a public park where I knew these insects to nest in the same location every year. They often will nest communally or near each other, not in a colony like honeybees. Even after leaving my post there, I still have returned year after year to visit them, observe them, and just hang out with them. Yes, that is my idea of fun. So a note about stings. The males lack stingers, but females are capable of stinging, so especially for someone who is allergic, I'm not suggesting that part should be taken lightly or ignored at all. But these insects go out of their way to avoid us and will not sting unless provoked. For example, if you squeeze one in your hand or you step on one in your bare foot. These wasps are pollinators to some extent, but they have tremendous value in their biological control of what would be deemed a pest to us, cicadas. So perhaps you have seen the cicada killer wasp this year. I understand that after the dramatic announcement that the so-called murder hornets, or Asian giant hornets, also known more officially as Vespa mandarinia, had arrived to our shores, many people here in the Midwest seem to conclude, without researching anything, that the cicada killer wasp they spotted in their yard was in fact the giant Asian murder hornet, and it's here to murder us and that we should kill it! There are so many things wrong with that approach. If you'd like to learn more of the truth about the Asian giant hornet, I'd suggest looking at the National Geographic's article from May of 2020 on the subject of the Asian giant hornet. Justin Schmidt is featured in the article among other experts who weigh in on the subject of the Vespa mandarinia. It's not what the media is largely portraying it to be, so I encourage you to take a deep breath and please do some reading about it from a credible source, and you'll find yourself maybe a little less afraid. So I encourage all of you to become more familiar with the bugs that are in your area, like this beautiful cicada killer wasp, and try to enjoy and appreciate them a little bit more. It's one of our allies in the garden, and it's just trying to make its way through life like the rest of us. Be well, everyone.